Hey everyone, it's Jessica Miller-Merrell with Workology and ACE the HR exam. I know that many of you are finishing up your exam. We just have a couple testing days left in this particular window, but I wanted to talk with a recent HR certified SHRM-CP certified professional, and she can give us some insights about what to expect on the next exam testing window. So I am here with one of our newest SHRM-CP students. It's Patrice McFarquhar. Patrice, welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for that welcome, Jessica. So again, my name is Patrice McFarquhar, and I've been in the HR field for a pretty long time. I started, I would say maybe back in 2013, worked as a recruiter for a little bit, left the HR field and went more into career advising. So back in 2019, I knew that this was something that I wanted to come back into the field. So because I was kind of out of the field for I think it was about 4 years, I decided that I will have to kind of get a refresher on some HR knowledge, some changes that may have been going on. We all know the HR field changes all the time. So that was kind of like my reason for basically wanting to take the exam, is to really just get back into the field. Currently, I am an HR manager. I work for a company called College Nannies, Sitters and Tutors. And basically it's a franchise. And we basically work with families who need childcare services. So I basically oversee mostly the recruitment processes. And I took the exam because I feel like it's a great accomplishment for anyone in the HR field to basically have. You basically learn those knowledge and those competencies, and now you are certified and you can truly use it within the field. I took the SHRM-CP because, to be honest, that's the only one that I knew about when I was looking to go back into the field. I did not learn about the PHR until after. So I was already in it. I already started taking the courses. So I kind of just continued with it. And my testing experience, honestly, this is was my second time taking the exam. The first time I did remotely, and that was very difficult because the security system was just really, really, really secure. And I felt like I understood why they needed to be extra secure to ensure that there was integrity with me taking my exam. However, I felt that it was the biggest distraction with me focusing on my exam, because you had a proctor that was watching you the whole time. And I actually had some experiences where just my nerves were just going a little bit. And I was like shaking my pen, like just unconsciously shaking my pen one time. And then the proctor stopped my exam to tell me, listen, you can't do that, or you can't do this. I mean, it was to the point where I couldn't even like breathe too hard. So I think that really had an impact with my performance as well. So the second time around, I decided to do it in person. And mind you, I took my first exam in the height of the pandemic. It was July of 2020. So now that things kind of wind down with the pandemic, I decided to go in person. And my experience was the total opposite of what people say that it is. The people that greeted me was really nice. The security check process was good. Obviously, we know that SHRM exam is 4 hours long, so it's really, really, really hard. Some people take breaks. I didn't take any break. I just did my exam straight through, just because I was just afraid of running to the restroom and not making it back in time. So that was kind of like my testing experience.
Did you have to wear a mask during your test, or
yeah, I did. I did. But I think at this point, we're so used to wearing a mask all the time. I think that I was able to bear doing so. And I think my focus was so much on the exam that I kind of forgot I even had a mask on, to be honest.
Good. That's good.
Definitely, there were some topics that did strip me up the most. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the way that I learned, but the globalization topics, I had a really, really, really hard time with that one. Even during my study sessions, I don't know. The questions that I had, I did have some questions on globalization, but even the questions that I did through the SHRM learning system to test my knowledge and my understanding, I didn't do too well on those. So I don't even know why, but that's basically the topic that stripped me up the most. And I wish I had more time studying about, I would just say the competencies in general. I feel like I got so caught up on the different sections, like the workplace sections, the people section, and things like that, that when it was time to take my exam, I didn't go back into really, going back into learning the different competencies, relationship management, communication, consultation, that type of stuff. And I would definitely say the metrics. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. And I wish that I did.
You had a couple questions on metrics then?
Honestly, I didn't, but I feel like as an HR professional, that is something that I need to know, right? So I think it was really more for my experience, my hands-on experience as an HR professional. That is something that I should know. But fortunately, I didn't, not one I didn't have. Most of my questions were based on, I would say, the business acumen, and I would say the organizational section. I had a lot of questions, recruitment, things like that, workforce analysis. That's kind of, I would definitely say I had most questions on that. And advice that I would offer for someone who is studying the exam is take it one step at a time, right? Don't try to rush through it. Make sure that you're retaining the information. And I think the best way to retain information is to not study for a long period of time. I would recommend no more than an hour a day, like a half hour to an hour a day. I felt like when I did that, I was able to understand the information and retain it a little bit better. But the first time around when I took the exam, I found myself studying for like a large amount of time. And then when it was time for me to test my knowledge and my retention, I didn't do well on the quizzes. So that would definitely be my advice. And also too, if you're like me and you don't pass the first round, I know the feeling. You feel very defeated, or you feel like you're just not competent as an HR professional. Those were just the thoughts that were going through my mind. But don't let that keep you from trying again, because it definitely is possible. You just have to basically figure out what works for you and what are some things that you need to do differently in order to pass. But the exam is definitely possible. And, just keep that in mind.
So last question for you. You mentioned the SHRM learning system. So tell us what resources that you use to help pass your exam.
Yeah, so I used the Sherm learning system, and like I said, I took the course with Penn State University. They basically taught the course as well too, and that was all included in the Sherm learning system. But we had professionals that gave the lectures, and Jessica Merrill's how to ace the ace the HR exam resource. So that was really it. That was really all that I used.
Okay, I know everybody always asks, what are the things that you use to be able to pass the exam? So thank you so much, Patrice, for sharing. Congratulations on passing the SHRM-CP. We're so excited and proud of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica. I really appreciate all of your help throughout this whole process. It was amazing.
It is my pleasure.
Awesome.